this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. We have an unboxing video, and this will it'll certainly be the last purchase online this year. I won't say forever, but definitely for this year. I have an event coming up in the middle of September, which is the Heathrow Bonsai Show in Bracknell, in the Bracknell Leisure Centre, which has many of the orchid societies will be putting on a display, and in addition to that, most of the traders in the UK will probably be there. The last big event of the year, basically. So I shall go to that. I may come home with some things. It will depend on prices, quite honestly, because we're all watching the pennies nowadays, whether we like it or not. That's the way it needs to be. Well, it certainly does for me anyway. I don't know about you lot. But at the end of the day, you've got these energy bills and everything else is just going up, and we don't seem to have an end to it. Just a beginning, like bonsai. There is a beginning but no end. Right, so what have we got then? What we've got is, will these scissors cut that? Yes, jolly good. Shouldn't be cutting wire with my pruning scissors really, but it's done now. If ever I cut wire with these, I always make sure it's there, because I don't ever cut anything with bonsai there. I tend to trim there. So it's literally the last quarter of an inch of the scissors does the main trimming. So anything behind that is not to worry. Right, what we've got then is a Japanese black pine. This is from the same seller as I've got other trees from. I'm reasonably happy, you know, with the price I pay. I'm reasonably happy that it'll be well packed. It'll be in one of these rubbish pots. But, you know, if you buy a bonsai in a bonsai pot, you will have an added charge for the pot. And it might not even necessarily be the pot that you want, or a pot you even like. Whereas with this pot, I know I'm going to throw it away when I repot the plant. So there's effectively no charge for it. It's just they're very strange little pots, because they are basically just a piece of plastic with drainage holes, which is good. So there we go, it's a little black pine. I looked at it several times before I decided on it. It's quite loose in the pot actually. I can see reasonable roots down in there, that's good. But what I am going to do is just press it down, because otherwise what's going to happen is when I water it, is the water's going to run off and go straight out the holes. So I'm just making the top of it a little wider and give it a little trench around the edge so that the water can get in there. Right, so what we've got then is we've got an early branch here that may not develop. It's a bit small. And then we've got a side branch here, and we've got two handlebar branches here, and then we've effectively got what I call a typical pine burst, which is 4 branches coming out at the same point. It's highly unlikely I'll keep all of those. And then we've got a strong leader, and that's got 1, 2, 3 or 4 buds at the top of that for next year. This one's got several buds. This one hasn't. That one's got 1 or 2. So it's been pre-wired. Not sure I'm totally happy with the shape, but it'll do for now. And I can always change it. Always change it later. I don't know how. Yeah, it's still bendable as it is now. I can still put some bend into it if I chose. Anyway, it's a tree to grow on. I probably need to stop buying trees to grow on at my age. I may never see the results. But if if you've got mature trees that only need a bit of maintenance now and again, then there's not a lot to do, is there? If you've got younger trees and starter trees, there's things to do, you know? And the one thing we have learnt with pines the hard way is that we don't take the candles off when we collect them. I've lost a really good tree this year. Never mind. Nice little tree to be going on with. And obviously at the Heathrow Bonsai show I will be filming. So I'll be filming some of the displays and the nice specimen trees that will be there from both the traders and the orchid societies. And I doubt if I'll come home empty-handed, but I haven't got a clue what I'll come home with. I've always thought of my bonsai collection having a hole in it because I haven't got a Japanese white pine. But on reflection, it's not one of the best trees to have in a UK winter if you haven't got any form of shelter. They really don't like cold and wet. And I haven't got shelter. I've got shelter from cold winds. I've got a very, very enclosed, sheltered garden. But I haven't got shelter from rain, and I don't intend having any. If I can get my bonsai bench built before the winter comes in, which I'm hoping to do, then certainly the smaller trees can go underneath there, which will give them some protection from the rain. Well, and probably from the frost as well. But apart from people who live farther up north, if you're in the southern half of the UK, can you remember the last cold winter we had? It's a while ago. Oh, it was the beast from the east, wasn't it? They called it. It even had a name. Yeah, when we had snow and very cold temperatures. But yeah, I mean, if I got severe weather like that, I would probably just bring the trees in here. That wouldn't be ideal for them because this is for my orchids. These are tropical orchids. I mean, I keep a thermostat running. This doesn't drop down below 12 degrees. But 12 degrees rather than like -10 would be better for the trees overall. So I do have that ultimate shelter if we're going to get extremely severe winter weather. Otherwise they'll have to put up with what they're given, quite honestly. So there we go, a little Japanese black pine to work on. As I said, I'm not absolutely sure I'm happy with the overall shape of it now. But I am very aware when you're working with a young tree that what look like severe bends, when the trunk becomes much thicker, those bends are not so severe and they do give form. So anyway, I mean, this is probably, well, I would say 1, 2, 3, probably 4, maybe 5 years old, something like that, looking at where the growth points are. You tend to get a burst each year, you know, so there'll be another one here next year. And we won't be keeping 4 of them, that's for sure. We won't be keeping all 4 of these because it won't work. It'll probably come down to 2, maybe 3, but we shall see, but that's for later. So outside with it, it's damp enough for now. I haven't watered the bonsai today yet, and most of them, just looking out the window, don't need any water today. We had rain yesterday, they're damp. And you know, the deciduous trees have almost stopped growing now. You know, so we've lost that heat. So anyway, an unboxing video, another new tree, update my notes accordingly, and we'll see how that grows on next year. We do a bit of work on it, get it in a bonsai pot in the spring before the buds start to elongate, candles, and we'll see where we go from there. If you're not subscribed, it would be nice if you did so. I'm still after that magic 1,000 subscribers. I have my 4,000 watch hours, so I don't need to push that anymore. That's done and dusted. But I do need to get up to 1,000 subscribers to be able to earn some pennies from the channel and get a little bit of a reward for my efforts, so to speak. So if you're not subscribed, it would be nice if you did so. And yeah, if you like the video and everything, do the old thumbs up, and you can share the video with other people on your Facebook group if you like. But yeah, Thanks for dropping by, and like I said, if you're not subscribed, it would be very nice if you did so. It's going to take a while to get that number up to 1,000, I suspect. But I have to keep trying. You've got to keep going at these things. See you next time.